Hope all good. All good. I hope everything good. Good means everything good. Namaste. And voice good. Voice coming. That is, I am a new joinee. Could you please tell names of the chapters, topics you taught? Okay. Vanakkam. Yesterday I have shared the PDF of the animal tissues. And I have also annotated in the PDF, colored, lines are there. And I have done it to everyone, highlighted, yeah. I have done it to everyone. So rather than one or two, I have done for all the students. I mean, not I, but our people have sent from the number of Prasadji, you will get that, okay? That is one thing. I hope you also got the PDF of classes from 8th of April. 8th April till 19th of April, all the classes PDF. You got that? PDF of classes. Class bhi mil gaya? Wonderful, wonderful, right? Syllabus. Syllabus of the test, I think you will be informed about the syllabus. About the syllabus of the test, I will tell everyone. It is very simple for you people. I tell you, you will really love the syllabus the moment. Yeah, here goes the syllabus. Definitely our people would have shared with you also, but it might be a little older. So at that time, now I will ask them to share it again. I will read the syllabus of all the subjects, not only zoology, of all the subjects. Meanwhile, anyone can confirm that our people have sent the syllabus or not. Did you get the syllabus of the coming test? Already shared, but botany, okay. What will be the test, when the test will held? The date of the test is, this one is powered by 21st of April. 21st of April, yeah. And the topics are compound epithelium, we have done in the previous class also, previous week. Muscular type and skeletal. Muscular type we have done. Skeletal type, I don't think so. That skeletal we can understand without having some, like how can I show you? Even if I can show you that this is our skull, this is our this bone, that bone, but then you don't have any reference to read for the test. I can show you 3D pictures. So this I'm little skeptical whether. Then smooth and cardiac muscle, all three muscle. Then neural tissue we have done neural tissue. Connective tissues 1 and connective tissues 2, right? Now 1 and 2 means some part of the connective tissues. We have done quite, illustrated. Almost we have touched all the important areas of the connective tissues, right? Now, bachcho, will you give out of NCERT? I can also tell you what I'm going to give you. I can share the paper with you one day before. So first of all, if the teacher has himself shared some NCERT or something, why he will give from outside, first of all. Secondly, the teacher has particularly shared all the PDF of all the classes right from 8th of April. And obviously, this is a thumb rule, I can tell you, thumb rule. Thumb rule is whatever the teacher teaches, he knows what is going to be asked in the examination. At least this thing to your teacher knows, because they are going through this test and all for so many years. So they are focusing on those areas which are the hot topics for MCQs, multiple choice questions that are asked in different competitive examinations. Getting my point? So how come anything can come outside that? It's just common sense. So NCERT is, and moreover, even the class is just my suggestion to you, just go through all the slides which are, and the class will recall in your mind. And if something you have not understood in that, you can then ask me by writing it or sharing that particular screenshot in my WhatsApp number which you have. Okay. CBSE board books, certainly. The NCERT textbook you have to buy. Without any delay, without any confusion, the NCERT textbook, maybe because our syllabus, our state board is a different syllabus, and we have the Telugu Academy books. They are the wonderful books, wonderful books. But the point is, they are only in our state, that is AP and Telangana it makes. So at a national level, they generally use a reference which is being used by everyone. So therefore, CBSE books or NCERT books have been chosen for the national level competitions. Old one, I don't think so you need to buy old one, otherwise you will be always confused what to read and what not to read. If anything is important, your teacher will already tell you that this is important, and although it is deleted, but this much you should know. No need to buy the old book. The new paper will be from the new book, simple. College provide books, or should we buy separately? The college will provide the books which are our own books. We call them gym, right? So these are the Gosalites year-long material. Year-long material means that you can use along with, it's a sort of a manual which has theory, questions throughout the year, okay? Along with that, the NCERT reference, NCERT textbooks to be bought. NCERT books, our people can help you to get them, but that is, you have to buy. Right? The college will provide the Gosalites gym. We call it gym, G-Y-M, gym. Gosalites year-long material. Okay, Bachu? Shall we proceed now? Yes, neuroglia. Now, you know the neural tissue. My question to you is, neural tissue, which is the unit of the neural tissue, which is the fundamental unit. Name the fundamental unit of the neural or nervous system. Nervous system. Which cell is the fundamental unit of the nervous system? Come on. And the answer is very good. Options, I'll give you options number 3 and number 4. So first option is nephron. Second is neuron. Number 3 is neuroglia. Neuroglia. Number 4 is macrophages. Macrophages. So, which of them is a unit? And the correct answer is the neuron. Very good. Now here, why I gave nephron? Because sometimes we don't read it completely, and just we see N, the initial and the last, and this we assume that this word will be neuron only. So please be careful. All the options one has to read, then only you have to take your answer. Okay. So neuron is a fundamental unit. But let me tell you one more thing. When you take out a neural tissue, suppose you are analyzing the brain of any animal. Suppose you are analyzing the brain of any animal, right? Now, in the brain of any animal, you find that there are fundamentally 2 types of cells. One are the neurons, and some other type of cells are there, right? We can simply call them supporting cells. We can simply call them supporting cells. So this is just supporting actors. The main hero. This is the main hero, the main star cast of the movie, and these are the supporting actors. So it's not that without them it is possible for the neuron to survive. No. They are very, very important, but we consider this cell as the fundamental unit because this cell is capable of generating and conducting the nerve impulse. Because this cell is capable of generating a nerve impulse, right? I'll write here, because neuron is capable of generating and conducting the nerve impulse. The nerve impulse. The nerve impulse is an electrical signal. Electrical signal. The signal, okay, I hope you understand the word signal. Electrical message, can I say electrical message? Electrical signal, electrical messaging. You understand signal, right? Electrical impulse, very good, electrical impulse. Right, so it is a sort of a signal, and it is like how, this is how with the help of this signal, the neurons are communicating. So this help in communication. This signaling helps in communication. It is a sort of a message, how to send the message. There are various ways of sending a message, right? We can say voice message, right? We can show something, it's a visual message. Or the neurons, how do they do? They just send an electrical potential. And the electrical potential is running along the length of the axon till the axonal end. From here, with the help of chemicals, it just transmitted to the next neuron, the dendrite of the next neuron, and then through the cell body, it comes to the axon of the second neuron, and then it is running along the length of the axon of the other neuron till it go to the end of that axon, and then this continues till the target where they reach. So the signaling, the messaging is actually being sent or received in the form of electrical impulses. This is, please understand, why we call neuron as a fundamental unit of nervous system. Let us say this is the brain of any animal, brain of an animal, okay? Let us say we are analyzing the brain of a goat. We can easily get the brain in the market. We can get the brain. People also take it for eating. They eat, In Hyderabad, I have seen one of the MPs of Hyderabad. One day, his cuisine was shared on social medium, and then we found that he is very fond of the brain of an bheja. They call it bheja. Bheja means brain, and that is a goat brain. He is relishing, which means that it is easily available in Hyderabad, right? So when you are analyzing the brain, you will come across two types of cells. One is a neuron and others are the supporting cells. Now, supporting cells are many types. Therefore, I have put like these 3-4 arrows I have shown. They are not one type, they are many types, but they are different from the neuron. What is the main difference in the neuron? The difference in the neuron, or the main capability in the neuron, is that it can, first of all, generate, it can develop, and it can conduct. Conduction, that means running along the length. This can do. A neuron can do this one, and the supporting cells are not able to do this work. The supporting cells are doing some other work, day-to-day life or other work, but not this work. I hope you understand. Now, these supporting cells are given a term. All these supporting cells are given a term, and scientists call them, because they thought that these cells are mainly for adhering the neurons together. It is just for अंटुकोगुणम, to चिपकाना, cells को आपस में combine करके रखना, to keep all the cells together so that they are adhered to each other. Antukoguणम, I hope I am able to give the local vernacular word also. So that was the idea, what the scientists used to think that this is doing, okay? And therefore, they have given the name neuroglia or neuroglial cells. So these supporting cells are called the glial cells. The word glial, the glial is actually used for glue, because scientists were thinking that it is actually doing the work of gluing together the different neurons, okay? But now we know that many other functions are being done by the supporting cells, not only keeping them together, many other functions of the day-to-day activity, survival of these neurons. And now I am giving one eye-opener. I am giving you one eye-opener, you know. So please note down both on your notebook as well as in your mind. It's a very important note, and that is more than 50% of the volume of neural tissue is occupied by the neuroglial cells. More than 50% of the volume of the neural tissue. Suppose the total volume of the neural tissue is let us say 1 liter, and this is saying that more than 50% of the volume, right, which is more than 500 ml, more than that, is occupied by the neuroglial cell. Okay, cell has got the cytoplasm, and combined cytoplasm of all the glial cell is actually making more than 50% of the volume of the entire neural tissue. Have you understood this line? And please understand that this is an important line for the NEET examination as well. Have you understood this line? Once again, explain neuroglial cell before you already given this statement as in earlier. Ha, beta, I am thinking I have given this. Can you give me some examples of the glial cell, bacho? Can you give me some examples? PSPK, can you write your question again? Yes, Varshika, your Varshika, Schwann cell. Very good, they are Schwann cell, perfect. Avyukt, your answer is correct. Yes, Sandeep, very good. They are Schwann cell. Good. Very good. Schwann cell. Glial cells provide proteins to brain, sir. Okay. Yes. So one of the example of the glial cell, is Schwann cell. Schwann cell, and this Schwann cell is secreting a phospholipid. The phospholipid is called sphingomyelin. Bigger word, let's make it a short. Convert this into short form. What we can call it? We can simply call it myelin, myelin, myelin. So the sheath around the axon, sheath means covering, sheath around the axon. So this forms the myelin sheath, SHEATH. Sheath means covering, myelin sheath, which is found around the axon, So myelin sheath around the axons. The phospholipid molecule is called sphingomyelin. A bigger word we simply call in a short form as myelin, and the sheath is called myelin sheath. This is the biggest function of the Schwann cells. Don't worry that even there are some neurons which do not have the myelin, but they do have the Schwann cells around them, because Schwann cell is just like a mother. It is just like a mother, protecting them like a mother. Schwann cell, okay? It is just like a mother and father, I should say, Amma Lante Prema and Nana Lante Bhajita. Both works are being done by the Schwann cell, right? So Schwann cells, there are some axons where they don't have the myelin sheath. There is no need of myelin sheath in some of the axons. They are called unmyelinated axons. Okay, so please note down, it's a very important line. These are the questions, this I have actually written the questions here. So this is an important question. It's an important question, and this is an important question as a statement. I'm going to give this question, and also this example is also an important question example, because it's a very common example, Schwann cell. And please note down that the Schwann cell is also, it also forms a sheath, also forms a cellular sheath around the non-myelinated neurons. Do you know this point? It also forms a cellular sheath around the non-myelinated neurons. Around the non-myelinated neurons, particularly of the peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system. Schwann cell is forming the myelin sheath of the axons belonging to the peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system means brain and spinal cord. All the remaining nerves, the nerves belong to the peripheral nervous system. So whatever we are talking about the Schwann cell, please remember Schwann is peripheral. Schwann is in peripheral nervous system. Schwann cell is in peripheral nervous system. Schwann in peripheral. Sandeep, peripheral nervous system consists of the nerves, right? We have many cranial nerves, spinal nerves. These are the nerves. Okay, and the central nervous system comprises of, who will write the answer? CNS comprises of, just now I told, yes, brain and spinal cord. Very wonderful. Brain and spinal cord. Very good. The CNS comprises of brain and spinal cord. But so I hope, now, can you identify, I'm showing you the transverse sections of the neurons of peripheral nervous system. I'm showing you the transverse section. I'm showing the axon. This is the axon. Okay, this is only the axonal part. And now I am showing you some covering around. Okay, so this is a cellular covering. Okay, and literally white in color. What you are noticing is right now is just white in color, and I am showing the axon by the yellow color. So this is the axon. I am showing it solid axon, and something is there outside. And this cell, as you all know, this is a Schwann cell. Okay, so this is a Schwann cell, SCHWANN, Schwann cell. Okay, and this is the axon. The TS of axon, and this is the transverse section of the Schwann cell. Okay, now wait, you have to answer now. Okay, so another one, this is the axon, the transverse section of the axon. Therefore, you are seeing it as a big circle. It is not a circle, in fact, it is solid. Okay, then the cell, and something is not found there. Okay, so this is the Schwann cell, and this is the axon. All you are noticing is the transfer section. Okay, and then the Schwann cell is not having anything. It's not making anything. So now you are noticing two type of axons. Okay, two type of neurons. In fact, transfer section of two type of neurons. My question to you is: can you identify the which diagram is correct? Which diagram is correct? The diagram A is correct or the B is correct? Diagram A is correct or the diagram B is correct? Identify the correct diagram. Transfer section of the neuron. The nucleus. Which diagram is correct? And the answer is both the diagrams are correct. Very good. Both the diagrams are correct. The first diagram, that is diagram A, this is a myelinated neuron. This is the transfer section of a myelinated neuron or myelinated axon, right? So this is the transfer section of a myelinated neuron, and this is a transfer section of an unmyelinated neuron. Unmyelinated neuron, the transfer section of unmyelinated neuron, and obviously the neuron is of the peripheral nervous system that already we have written on the top, TS of neurons of peripheral nervous system. In the peripheral nervous system, you can notice a cell always surround, right? So whether something is there, something shining is there or not, there is nothing shining here, but still as a parent, the parent is always protecting the child. Okay, here also the parent is protecting the child, and the parent know that this child is very bright, and therefore the parent has given some more abilities by in the form of this myelin. So this is the myelin sheath. Very good. Now this is the myelin sheath formed by the cell. Here it is not required, right? It is not required for the cell, but still the cell remains here also. I hope you understand this one, right? So this is the myelinated one and the unmyelinated one. The only difference here is the speed of the impulse, right? Here the speed is faster. So the speed of conduction is more than 10 times faster. More than 10 times faster in the myelinated neuron. More than 10 times. Little more than 10 times. Let me tell you, the speed is 1 meter per second in the non-myelinated one, and it is 110 meter per second in the myelinated one. 1 meter per second, meter. 1 meter, remember, meter per second. In 1 second, 1 meter, okay, and that become more than 10 times, 110 meter per second in the myelinated neuron. I hope you understand. And this is the Schwann cell, which help in somewhat regeneration possible. Axon can regenerate, and they can regenerate inside the covering of the Schwann cell. Unfortunately, this Schwann cell is absent in the peripheral nervous system. Please note down, bachcho, the Schwann cell is absent in peripheral nervous system. It is only present in the central nervous system. It is absent in the peripheral nervous system. All these are the questions which I am going to give in the examination. So please recall them, write them down, and learn it. So it is absent in the, central nervous system. It is only present in the peripheral but absent in the central nervous system. I beg your pardon. Absent in the central nervous system. So in the central nervous system, unfortunately, the axons do not have a cellular covering, right? They don't have, we can say, the neuron do not have any cover, just like a motherly protection or fatherly protection is not there around the axons of the CNS. And this is the reason if any injury happens in the CNS, there is no possibility of its regeneration. It can never regenerate if any injury happens in the central nervous system, in the neurons of the central nervous system. I gave you an example of a basketball player who fall down and he was at the peak of his career. Peak. He was earning a lot of dollars and he was at the peak of his career, and one day during practicing he just fall down on his back and unfortunately has broken the backbone. And since the backbone was broken, there was some irreversible injury in the spinal cord, and because of that he never got the power of his lower limbs, the legs. He has to live his life on the wheelchair. Okay, and unfortunate part is that he could not control his poop and pee. I hope you understand the slang words. He cannot control urination and his passing out the stool voluntarily. Okay, and therefore he never knows when it can happen, and therefore he always requires some medical assistance with him the rest of his life. Okay, because of this problem, the central nervous system, the neurons, they can never regenerate. There is no power on this earth, any doctor on this earth who can say we can regenerate. Okay, the injury can be healed, the injury belonging to the central nervous system. But in the peripheral nervous system, somewhat possibility of regeneration is possible as long as the cell body is alive. The axon can regenerate, axon can grow, and thanks to this covering of the neuroglial cell, the Schwann cell, thanks to the covering, and because of the covering, the neuron, the axon can grow. Please note down, these are all notes. Another important note, in the central nervous system, the myelin sheath is secreted by, or the myelin sheath is formed by another cell, which is different from the Schwann cell. It also belongs to the neuroglial cell. Okay, by another glial cell. I'll write here by another glial cell, another glial cell called, any idea? I know it is beyond your scope. Just I want to check whether you know this or not. सर जी, अगर CNS के न्यूरॉन में अगर श्वान सेल होता तो क्या हो जाता? एस्ट्रोसाइट ना मानिया बेटा, यू ट्राइड वेरी वेल. एस्ट्रोसाइट नो, एस्ट्रोसाइट नहीं. The name begins with O. Any YouTube student can write the answer. Can you tell me the cell, another glial cell other than the Schwann cell that can make the myelin sheath around the axons of the central nervous system? Okay, where did unmyelinated neurons present in the body? It is mainly present in the autonomic nervous system. But then I got the answer. This is Sahasra Varma, Sai Thirumal Raju, Sai Sahasra Varma, and this person has given the answer. And here also I got the answer. Very good. So the correct answer here is oligodendrocytes. Very good. The correct answer is oligodendrocyte. Let us learn with me. Oligodendrocyte. Oligodendrocyte. Say with me, oligodendrocyte. Malli, oligodendrocyte. Oligodendrocyte. Okay. Now, generally, dendrites are too many dendrites. In neuron also, we have seen many dendrites are there. But if the number of dendrites are less, few, okay, if the number of dendrites are few, then any term we can make, and the answer is yes, we can call it as oligodendrocyte, because the meaning of oligo means few, oligo means few. Okay, so this cell, I am showing that it is having only 4 dendrites. Okay. Now this is oligodendrocyte. It is not having numerous, hardly has 3 or 4 oligodendrocyte, and this is not able to make any covering. It does not form any roll around the axon. One is making the myelin sheath around number of dendrites, the same number of dendrites, it is forming the myelin sheath. I mean to say, understand this first, okay? So, cut section of the axon. I'm showing the axon as yellow color. Cut section of the axon. So total 4 axons are being provided myelin by this cell, single cell. This is providing 1 too many, and this is the myelin. The myelin. They are yellow color. These are the neurons of the central nervous system. The neurons of the central nervous system. Okay, bachcho? These are the neurons of the central nervous system. Okay, transverse section of the axons inside the central nervous system. This is the oligodendrocyte. And what you see, this is the myelin sheath. If you can learn this is very important, very good for you. If you can learn that a different cell called oligodendrocyte, which is also an example of a glial cell, is actually forming the myelin. Okay, I hope you understand. Maximum, if you can remember, 2 of these glial cells. Now one person has also given astrocyte. Well, that will become a little higher for you right now at this stage. Nerve cell with less dendrites is called oligodendrocyte. Correct. Oligo means few. Beta, oligo. Very good. You're picking up nicely. Oligo means few. Cyte means cells. And dendro, okay? The dendro word stands for dendrites. Okay? Dendrites are the projections of the cell. My dear bachcho, I hope I have explained you the glial cells as well. Okay? So today the 4 slides are dedicated to the glial cell. I wanted to discuss this. Some people are saying that somewhat idea we have, but then when a question came, it is my duty to explain to you, right? So this question, fundamental unit of a nervous system, remember that glial cell is not called the unit of a nervous system. Although more than 50% of the volume is occupied by the glial cell, but still they are unable to do the basic work, and which is conduction and generation and conduction of the nerve impulse, generation and conduction of the nerve impulse, right? This they cannot do, and that is the reason they are not called the unit of the nervous system, right? So the glial cell, I call them supporting cells, and so we scientists used to call them as glial, neuroglial cells. And the statement, more than 50% of the volume of the neural tissue is occupied by the neuroglial cells. Example, Schwann cell, it makes a phospholipid sphingomyelin. In short, we can call it as myelin, right? And this forms the myelin sheath around the axon in the peripheral nervous system. Schwann cell also form a cellular sheath around the non-myelinated neurons of the peripheral nervous system. Chudu. Now here, this is an unmyelinated or a non-myelinated neuron, and around this also, you can see the Schwann cell. And I said, just like the motherly, fatherly care, Amma lante prema, Nana lante bajita, right? It is always supporting, and therefore one day, if this axon gets some injury and want to get repaired, possibility is there that because of this, the axon can grow inside this tube. But you can see in the peripheral nerve, in the central nervous system, this facility is not there. The cell is actually having these dendrites, and with the help of them, it is forming the myelin around the axon, right? So if any injury happens in the axon, where it will not get a tube to grow, and that's the reason it will never grow. Remember that if the neural cell body dies, it will never born again. But if the cell body survives and only the axonal part, if the axonal part is injured, then chances are there that regeneration is possible, provided that this is in the peripheral nervous system. In the central nervous system, this regeneration is impossible. I hope this point I wanted to make sure here, and this is all about the neural tissue. Now, regarding the muscular tissue, all points clear. I want to take one by one. Regarding the muscular tissue, bachcho, all points clear. You can write down your queries. I can explain here also. Use of the glial cell in the body. I just now told you na, that glial cell, one of the function is to make the myelin. Such a use. I I told this as Amma and Nana, just like Amma and Nana, just like father and mother. It is providing the support, care. So much of the use. So one of the biggest use is this one. The other use is some of them work like a macrophage. Now, some of them also makes a barrier between the blood and the brain. So there are many functions. This is, if someone asks you any function, you can just say this function, forming myelin sheath. Okay, with the help of the myelin sheath, the speed of conduction is very, very fast. Okay, bachcho. You can note down that, okay, non-myelinated, or better call them unmyelinated neurons are mainly present. They are mainly present in autonomic nervous system, in autonomic nervous system. Connective tissue is there, beta. Every connective tissue is made up of two parts. Every connective tissue is made up of two parts. Number one, the cells. And number two, the ground substance called matrix. Matrix, cells and matrix. Point clear to everyone? Point, every connective tissue, okay, cells and matrix, okay. हाँ तो बेटा actually if I'm just revising all those points so that, and somewhere I'm also adding few points, just like I have added the glial. I think glial already told, autonomic nervous system. Sir, can we also call it as autonomic nervous system? Autonomic nervous system, autonomic ही तो लिखा है बेटा. Autonomous, yes, you can also call it autonomous nervous system, correct. Both autonomous or autonomic, both are correct, yes. If myelin sheath get ruptured, will it form again? Yes, myelin sheath can be formed again. Okay, syllabus for tomorrow exam already spoken. Moreover, people have also shared with you syllabus comprise of the types of muscles, the compound epithelium. Something has been given in the previous week. It might not be repeated here. So the best thing to know is skeletal. No, skeletal is not going to come. Skeletal, don't worry about the skeletal. Skeletal won't come, skeletal. Okay? Skeletal won't come. One line can come about the skeletal, that this skeletal connective tissue. Skeletal connective tissue comprise of. Can you write the answer? Skeletal connective tissue comprises of. Now, beta, any YouTuber, any YouTube student, skeletal connective tissue comprise of. Yes, you are right. Yeah, Pranati, yes, bones and cartilage. Good. I wanted to ask this question only. The skeletal connective tissue comprises of bones and cartilage. Bones and cartilage. Clear? Okay. Where did the dead nerve cells go in the body? Jagdish Gauri. Very good question. Any cell which is dead is being, where are you from, sweetie? Nirmala Levyunipalli. If any parent is listening to me, please, sir, madam, please see. This is a class going on. Probably they are actually using your number because the name is coming as Nirmala Levyunipalli. I know that this person won't like me again, but please, bacha, please. You will get lot of chance to befriend with people, but in a class, these tantrums should not be. Okay. Hi, once again, hi. People are also writing the messages. Very good. All the dead cells in the body, they are being, captured by big eaters, and the big eaters are called macrophages. Macro means big, and phage means to eat. Macrophages. And from where the matrix come? And the answer is the cells secrete the matrix. The cells secrete the matrix. The cells only secrete the matrix. What are the different type of connective tissue cells? This I am adding now. The different type of connective tissue cells are fibrocytes. Fibroblast, to be more precise, fibroblast. Blast means making cell, blast. Blast cell matlab banane wala cell. The maker. Blast means the maker. Blast means the one who make the fibers. Fibroblast. The other one is macrophage. Very good. The macrophage. Macro means big. Macro means big. And phage means eater. Phage means eater, big eater. I think people are also not listening to the class. Yes, many people are answering. Very good. Hasini, good answer. And Itachi, good answer. People are answering also. It's not like that. Beta, tendons will not be considered in the skeletal connective tissue. Tendons and ligaments, they are considered in the dense fibrous connective tissue, dense regular connective tissues, dense regular connective tissues. The fibroblast is very important cell. Macrophage is another important cell. Now these are the two main important cells which forms the cellular part of the connective tissues. But then there are many other type of cells which are found. For example, you may get the adipose cells. Okay, so adipose cells, adipocytes or adipose cells. Adipose means fats. They can be also called fat cells. Fat cells, they store the extra nutrients which are not being utilized in them, right? They can store in them. Another important type is called the mast cell. The mast cell. Another important type of cell is a mast cell. Mast, please remember the word, the mast cell. And this cell is actually synthesizing three important chemicals. Okay, so the cell secretes, number one, histamine. I hope you must have heard about this one, or if you have not heard, never mind, you are hearing it first time. Please learn it. Histamine, heparin, histamine, heparin, and the third one is serotonin, histamine, heparin. Third one, histamine, heparin, serotonin. Histamine, heparin, serotonin. MAST, mast cell. Okay, I will write the main cell first. I will write the main cell first. Okay, I can keep the macrophage here, and this one I'll keep it first. Because if you forget all, if you can remember these three, you will get maximum marks. And the second one is the fibroblast. These are the largest cells, largest and most abundant. Largest and most abundant cells of connective tissue. They are the largest and the most abundant cells of connective tissue. The name macrophage is big eater, but they are not bigger than fibroblast. Among all the cell, the connective tissue, fibroblasts are the largest cell. Do you want to see them? Do you want to see them, guys? I know that a lot of time we have not seen the diagrams. I know diagram is always good to understand. I'll show you the areolar tissue. Areolar. In the NCERT, you will get this diagram, NCERT book. In the NCERT book, I have only opened the diagram of the NCERT book. Have you noticed in the NCERT book this diagram? You have noticed, na? Right. You can see the macrophage. You can see this macrophage, a large cell with a kidney-shaped nucleus. You can see the nucleus, kidney-shaped, a large cell with a kidney-shaped nucleus. It is having a large kidney-shaped nucleus. This is having irregular margin. This is macrophage, big eater, macrophage. And this cell, bacho, this cell, and irregular, it is also having irregular boundaries. You can see this one. This is one cell, okay? And this is the nucleus of the cell, the nucleus. I have also drawn the margin of the cell also. This is the nucleus and the margin I have drawn. It's a big cell, irregular cell, big cell, most abundant cell. And this is your fibroblast. The second cell, fibroblast. The third important cell is the mast cell. The mast cell. Actually, the meaning of mast is breast. The meaning of mast, the literal meaning of mast means breast. Breast. Okay, so might be some scientists are noticing it like breast, and that's the reason they are calling it mast cell. We have to know the function of the mast cell, and mast cell secrete three substances. Can you tell me the three substances which the mast cell secrete? Come on. Come on, just write the first two words enough. If it is histamine, you can write HI. I will take it as histamine. Whatever the name, like fibroblast, FI, like that. Fats, FA. What the mast cell secrete? Three things, come on. Histamine, very good, right. HI, HE, SE, good Harshita. It is histamine, heparin and serotonin. Very good. Once again, everyone will learn histamine, heparin and serotonin. Histamine, heparin, serotonin. Once again, everyone will recall this. The mast cell secrete three substances: histamine, heparin, serotonin. The fibers, the different type of fibers. The one type of fibers is collagen fibers. Collagen. This is the collagen fibers. Collagen. They are also known as the white fibers. They are literally white in color. They help in the wound healing, and this is the reason why these scars, even if the skin color is darker, but the scar tissue, SCAR, scar tissue, why the scar tissue is whiter, okay? Because the formation of a scar is mainly with the help of these collagen fibers, which are white in color, and this is the reason why the scars are white in color. Why the scars are white in color? Time completed now. Can I tell you one thing? Very interesting thing. Very interesting. You know that if someone has some, like for example, some pigmentation is there on the skin. These days you can go to the skin doctor and they will use some laser. They will use laser, and with the help of the laser, they can remove that color, right? They can make it look lighter. You know that? Okay? Not vitiligo. Some people have some dark patch, might be some injury, previous injury or anything, some patch or some maybe since birth. With the help of the carbon dioxide laser, they are making very micro injuries, microrundrum. With the help of a laser, microrundrum. And these microrundrum, because it is a sort of a wound, and wound healing with the help of collagen fibers, which are white in color. So those very small, white dots, if you see from distance, you can see that the pigmentation, the darkening of the part is now gone with the help of the laser. Why? Because collagen fiber is white in color. And now the last note of this class, the other fiber is elastin fiber, which is yellow in color. Okay, God bless you, bachcho. This is all about my class. This is today's Saturday. Today is Saturday, na? So you have a test tomorrow. Okay? All the best. And believe me, if you have heard my classes and if you go through the PDF also, you can score the best marks. All the very best. God bless you all.